This Farm to Fork segment is sponsored by Netafim.
We all know that water is the lifeblood of the ag economy, but how do we make it move? I'm here today with the general manager of Madera Irrigation District, Tom Gracie. And Tom, tell me how this whole complex system gets water around. Start from kind of how it all evolved coming from the mountains, and how do we get it to the farmers?
Yeah, so it's Madera Irrigation District's job to manage our water supplies, which includes surface water and groundwater. So our water comes from two sources. We have Bryant Dam or Millerton Lake, where we receive water. We also have water supplies off the Fresno River. Those waters are brought from the mountains, stored in the reservoir, and then delivered to our growers.
Now, this is an elaborate system. It's not just, well, it happened to run through the river and guys put some straws in the ground. Moving this is quite an orchestration.
Yeah, so we have about 300 miles of canals that we operate and 150 miles of pipelines, and most of those being large diameter pipelines, some that I can actually walk down. So it's a significant amount of infrastructure that's maintained to deliver water to our growers.
Now, how many acres does MID actually service?
We serve about 140,000 acres that we cover. About 90,000 of that is actually irrigated agriculture. We actually do cover the city of Madera, so our operations preserve that groundwater supply, which the city and others rely on. All of us in some way or another rely on groundwater.
Sure, so this is both. This is ag and people, and you're moving enough water to actually be a benefit to both.
Right, so we're conjunctive use, which means we use both surface water and groundwater. So on drought years or years that surface water is not available, we rely on the aquifer to meet our needs. On years of wet years, we actually rely on our surface water supplies to preserve that groundwater, including our recharge efforts. As you see behind us is one of our recharge basins, which we're beginning to fill for this season to get water into that aquifer.
Now, I don't think that people actually understand, but who pays for this?
So our district growers have funded the construction of our project here, which includes all of our infrastructure, and the district since 1920 has been funding the importation of surface water supplies.
So it's pretty impressive how we move water around this valley to make it work, but working for both of us is what it's all about. For Farm to Fork, I'm Rich Cripps.